year 2087, a Freedom of Information request resulted in the declassification of nearly 100,000 documents. These documents revealed the existence of a secret division formed as a skunkworks in the Central Intelligence Agency. This organization is known as the AORD and is still active to this day. The scope of the declassified documents covers the years of 1987 to 2037 and goes a long way to explaining the events that unfolded at that time, as well as the direction the path of history has taken as a result. Despite heavy redactions and documents left out entirely, the FOI release was one of the most shocking collections of data ever revealed to the public. These are those documents. Case number The Mall. Area. Risk Level 1. Maintained on site at currently in use. Background. A number of people went missing in the city of USA between the years of 3 and 9. Our sniffer considered it statistically significant and therefore potentially anomalous. Once it was added to the potential case list, the analysts began the initial investigation through typical sources. They managed to triangulate an area of square kilometers within the city that was consistent between 80% of the cases. The analysts began cold calling the businesses and residences within this area under Protocol B. This method proved fruitful, as the analyst that called the security office of the mall managed to ascertain that many unusual reports had been made at their office. These reports included flickering lights, feelings of being watched, suddenly feeling lost, and strange dreams shared by many mall employees. The security personnel at the mall blamed these reports on a haunting. However, our analysts decided they were more consistent within any class anomalous area. The building was immediately purchased by the agency and closed under the guise of construction to rejuvenate the dying mall. The businesses within the mall were given recompense of $1,000 for the period of closure, and study began. The pioneering research team was given orders to treat the area as risk level 2 and began combing the mall for unusual magnetic, gravitational, and signatures. Lead researcher and applied mathematics expert Dr. deployed drones for the initial readings. However, when the readings came back as largely Earth-typical, she made the call to send in research staff to take the readings again. Research team member found an unusually high reading in a particular spot of wall between the Claire's and the Build-A-Bear workshop. The rest of the team set up a research station meters away, just inside of the Macy's, and a full sweep of the wall was then completed. The results indeed indicated a spatial anomaly with 98% certainty. However, there was no noticeable visual, aural, or difference between the anomalous patch of wall and any other space found in the mall. At this time, lead researcher Dr. broke protocol and physically touched the spot on the wall. After reporting that it felt slightly warm to the touch, she broke contact with the wall and asked for another volunteer to touch the wall. At this time, research team member broke protocol and touched the wall as well. After sustained contact for 5.3219, with a margin of error of 1/100,000th of a second, research team member was pulled into the wall and disappeared from local space. After a brief moment of panic among the research team, returned to local space. Research team member was processed under protocol AENE9 and isolated from the rest of the team until he was determined to be both himself as well as a low environmental threat level. After the prerequisite tests, interrogations, and quarantine period, was determined not to be an immediate threat, and was therefore allowed to rejoin the research team under provision AENE9-1, as long as strict supervision and AE fail-safes were put in place. During the interrogations, research team member reported that there was a replicated version of the mall behind the spot in the wall. Since the monitoring of the anomalous area had revealed no changes or present dangers, lead researcher contacted Control and requested permission to complete the pioneering of the anomalous space with research personnel. Permission was granted under advisement to continue treating the case as a threat level 2 until such a time as its nature was better understood. This advisement was fully ignored by lead researcher Dr. and she began exploration herself. Research Log 1-1. Wearing standard hazmat protection and sensor arrays, research subject and lead researcher Dr. sustains contact for 5.43219 seconds and disappears from local reality. The tether attached to her suit is not severed, but does appear to have an adverse reaction with the extra-spatial connection point. The tether seems to vibrate at moderate intensity at the vanishing point. Dr. encourages the research team to ignore that for now. Dr. then records her surroundings on video, audio, and sensor arrays. Sensing no verifiable dangers or hazards, we begin Test 1-1. Time is measured in both the anomalous area as well as local reality on synchronized hyper-accurate clocks. Dr. returns from the extra-spatial area and time measurements are compared. Time seems to be consistent in the wall within a margin of error of 2.5 attoseconds. Dr. declares that the time dilation danger is within acceptable limits. While Dr. declares this, protocol would say that time dilation danger is within acceptable limits for an exposure of 5 minutes or the amount of time spent during the test. Audio Log 1-1. This is Dr. Subject of Test 1-1, assessing non-Euclidean anomalous area for temporal hazards. You guys ready to go?
No. Hold on, we have to calibrate the sensors.
Alright. Don't be testy. Okay, entering the extra-spatial area now. Setting timer to start on contact. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh! That felt weird. Look at this. It's beautiful.
Doctor, did you copy?
Yep, I copy. How's the tether look? Did it get cut?
No ma'am.
Good. That means it's probably a Type A doorway.
Well, the tether's shaking a lot, though.
Of course it is. It's between two worlds. Nature abhors a portal, and anything natural is going to have a reaction. Not seeing anything too spooky. Looks like an exact mirror of the mall. I wonder if the doors lead anywhere. Oh, right. Remind me to try bringing some of the merchandise out here. I want to see what happens.
I really wouldn't advise that.
Yeah, well, we're doing it. You didn't take this job to be safe all the time. Speaking of, I should be about 5 minutes now. How about you?
Yeah, that's what I have too.
Good. We'll check it again when I come out. Oh, interesting.
The portal...
Yes, it looks like an open doorway on this side. I wonder why. Well, whatever. Coming out. Let's see that clock. Perfect. It's right on the money. We'll move on to exploration then.
We don't know if it has a periodic time...
Research Log 1-2. Research subject Dr. once again enters the extra-spatial area in full hazmat and sensor array. The contact time for entry remains consistent at 5.321987 seconds, and the pattern is confirmed to continue past the precision of our previous measurements. Subject begins exploration of the doorway's immediate surroundings. Area is indeed a mirror replica of the mall in architecture, with the signage above each business appearing in reverse. However, printed language outside of store signs and directories is scrambled and seemingly random English letters. Onboard AI finds no meaningful pattern in the scrambled lettering. After 15 minutes, subject picks up a plush toy from the Mirror Build-A-Bear workshop and returns through the doorway. The mirrored plush toy does not cross over the threshold. Dr. returns into the extra-spatial area, breaking protocol, to find the plush toy is returned to its original position in the Mirror Build-A-Bear workshop. It can now be assumed objects already existing within the anomaly cannot be brought into local reality. Upon exiting for the second time, the hyper-accurate clocks are still synchronized. However, this reading must be considered invalid since Dr. re-entered the anomaly before the official reading could be completed. Audio Log 1-2. This is research subject Dr. Calibrations have been completed, and I am now entering the extra-spatial area. Whew. Never gets old. Let's see what we have here. Hey, you seeing this?
Yeah. Should I have the AI look for a pattern?
Knock yourself out, I doubt you'll find one.
Why's that?
Well, I've already formed a conjecture. Have you ever tried to read a book in a dream?
No, ma'am.
It looks like this. Now, as for what that means about this mall... Ooh, we have some tests to do. What do you think? Teddy bear or turtle?
Please don't interact with the objects, Doctor.
Yeah, I think turtle. Now let's see what happens if I bring it out.
Everyone stand clear, Doctor. Bringing something out.
Well, looks like it didn't like that. I'm gonna see if it's sitting by the doorway.
Wait! We have to do the clock measurement.
Where are you? It's not here.
It isn't?
No, hold that thought. It's back where it started. This place resets itself. I wonder what the rules are.
Ma'am, the clock measurements will be invalid now.
That's fine. We don't really need them anyway. Research log 1-3. Research subject Dr. enters the extra-spatial area holding a typical pen. On entering the doorway, she leaves the pen on the ground and continues exploration. Subject disturbs as many objects within the anomaly as possible in the span of 15 minutes. There is no measurable reaction from the anomaly to this perturbation. Subject then enters a doorway on the other side of the Mirror Mall's second-floor balcony. Beyond the door is another copy of the mall, with the same architecture and signage, however the mirror effect is reversed. Text within this second recurrence of the mall is scrambled as well. After 30 minutes pass, Dr. returns through the doorway, and clock measurements are taken. Clocks are still synchronized after 30 minutes. Dr. returns into the extra-spatial area and finds the pen on the ground where she left it. However, the objects disturbed within the anomaly have reset to their original positions. Dr. returns with the pen. Pen is quarantined and studied under normal safety protocols. There is no measurable difference in the pen's composition or shape after its time in the extra-spatial area. Audio log 1-3.
Doctor, what are you doing?
I'm going to see if there's a limit to the reset.
Understood.
Okay, let's try one of these doors, shall we?
Man, we still can't be sure if there isn't any time dilation. We should really test one thing at a time.
The longer the mall is closed, the more people will start asking questions. If people start asking questions, odds are good the Russians are gonna start wondering what we're doing.
How very noble of you, Doctor. Always thinking of the mission above all else.
Okay, let's see what we got. Oh my, another mall. Who would have guessed?
The signs appear to be the right way around. Is it the same for you?
Indeed. Very interesting. I imagine it'll flip every time we go through the door. And the smaller text is still scrambled. Alright, hurry up and check the clocks.
Yes, ma'am. Still synchronized.
Good, I'm going back in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The pen is still here. Looks the same. Everything else appears to have reset.
Strange.
I've seen stranger. Let's test 2 people next. Maybe we'll be able to see it. Research log 1-4. Research subject Dr. enters the extra-spatial area. Dr. moves a few objects within the anomaly. Research team member, also outfitted with hazmat suit, sensor array, and chronometer, enters the anomaly. Disturbed objects do not reset. Dr. instructs to leave the extra-spatial area. Dr. then moves through a door to another iteration of the mall. The door is then closed. Dr. disturbs some of the objects in the second iteration. Once again, enters the extra-spatial area. Dr. orders research member to leave the anomaly with haste. Once he's through, Dr. also exits. Subsequent tests are cancelled due to safety concern. Audio log 1-4. Alrighty, Rudy. You all suited up?
Yes, ma'am.
Then let's get this show on the road. Okay, I've disturbed the placement of the mirror objects. Go ahead and come in.
Roger. 1, 2, 3. Whoa. Crazy.
It didn't reset. I just had a rather startling idea.
Is something wrong?
Maybe. Hey, Leave the anomaly and get ready to come back in when I tell you.
Okay. What are you doing?
Testing something.
Why'd you close the door?
Shut up. This is important. Alright, come back in.
Got it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, I'm in.
It didn't reset here. Go see if the shit I knocked over reset itself. It's just around the corner to the right.
Okay. Negative. The objects did not reset.
Fuck. Get out.
What?
Leave the anomaly now.
Okay. I'm out.
Please fucking open. Oh, thank fuck.
What's wrong?
Check our clocks.
They're still synchronized.
Good. All tests are cancelled until we get some RSs here.
I thought you wanted to do it yourself.
Well, I can't now.
But
listen, we found out about this place because people went missing here, right? And when someone is inside the anomaly, even if they're in a completely different area behind a closed door, the objects do not reset. So, the objects have reset since we've been here, which means there's probably no one inside the anomaly anymore.
Oh.
On top of that, the way out is clearly visible, so they should have been able to get out and tell somebody about it, which I absolutely should have noticed before. Damn it. Alright, we're going by the books from now on. Let's back this equipment up, maybe 50 meters just to be safe.
Research Log 1-5. Research subject, age male. Subject is sent into the anomaly with sensor array, recording equipment, and chronometer. Subject is made to bring in a wired transceiver and a number of signal repeaters to test wireless communication within the anomaly. Subject is briefly resistant, but is persuaded to continue. Subject places a total of 10 signal repeaters through 10 iterations of the mall. The replication of the mall appears to get less accurate as the distance from the doorway increases. Differences at 10 iterations in are small, but certainly noticeable. Subject is sent further in to test the range of the signal. Signal is clear to a range of underperforming by 54%. Subject is recalled to the doorway, which he is able to find with guidance from Dr. So far, no noticeable shifts of the extra-spatial area's topology have occurred while subject is within the anomaly. No complications with wired transceiver on subject's exit. Signal repeaters remain at the same distance from each other and are fully functional. Subject's chronometer is still synchronized with local reality, with no recorded fluctuations. Readings are watched for 24 hours and remain consistent. Anomaly is presumed stable. Audio Log 1-5.
This is Dr. Today's subject is somebody, it doesn't matter. Subject, hold the wired transceiver with your left hand and hold your hand against the spot marked on the wall.
Why?
Just do it, please.
Nah, I don't think so. It seems like it's gonna be some weirdo shit. I ain't a guinea pig.
Yes. Yes, you are. Now put your hand on the wall.
Make me, bitch.
Jesus Christ, I hate these guys. Subject, listen closely. I am legally authorized by the United States government to have all the skin removed from your body piece by piece and keep the rest of you alive for as long as I can. Do I make myself perfectly clear?
Jesus.
Subject?
Yeah, alright, fine, fuck. It's between the tape or what?
That's right. Look, this test isn't gonna be that bad. You're lucky you were sent here and not somewhere else.
Whatever. What's gonna happen? Holy fuck!
Wireless transmission is functioning?
Jesus motherfucking Christ.
You're okay, subject. You've entered a pocket dimension.
Fuck is this place?
A pocket dimension.
No fucking way.
Yep. Pretty cool, right?
This is insane.
Mm-hmm. Could you move the wired transceiver to the left so we don't trip over it later?
Yeah.
Place the first signal repeater in the middle of the balcony.
Got it. So, how is this happening?
Not sure yet. I'd say it's a natural ingrown fold in space-time, but it doesn't quite match. Go to the door across the way on the left once you're done.
These things just happen naturally?
Some of them.
Probably not this one, though.
How can you tell?
Because wires don't get cut when they go through the wall. On most natural pockets, they only stay open to let something through, and it doesn't let you hold it open like we have here.
So, somebody made this then?
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Whoa, it just repeats.
Yep. Pockets will usually replicate their immediate surroundings. We don't know if there's a range limit or not, or even why it does that, but this is more or less normal.
Does it just keep repeating?
Yes, but it'll eventually stop. You can only fold so much material into a pocket without making it bulge out. If that were to happen, it would just resolve itself. Imagine it like a twist in a rubber band. If you can't hold it together, it'll just snap back to its normal shape. Or at least that's what we've seen. Place the next repeater in the middle of the balcony and keep going.
Alright. Just through the same door, or... Well, it's on the other side now.
Yes, that door. Okay, this is the last one, right in the middle of the balcony. Just try not to fall.
Do these things normally start fucking up like this?
No. This isn't normal. This is a weird one to begin with, though, so it's not that unexpected.
Cool. So what now?
Now we test the range of the signal. Just keep going through the same doors until we can't hear each other anymore, and then just head back.
What if the door's in a different place, or I can't get to it?
Then just pick a new way and don't forget how to get back.
Fuck's sake.
Can you still hear me?
Yep. Starting to get bad, though.
You mean the signal or the mall?
The signal. Mall's basically the same.
Subject, do you copy? Subject? Well, he's either out of range or dead. You there, subject?
Can you hear me?
Just barely. I thought you'd fucked off for a second.
Thank fucking God. I'm heading back.
Very good. Head to the exit then. You're done for today.
Nice. Ah. This must be the first one. There's the, thing.
Yep, there it is. Exit appears to still be in the same place. No clues for how anyone died in here.
Oh, hey, I see you guys. Can you see me?
No, we just see the wall. Go ahead and come out.
Can do.
Let's see if the subject combines with the wired transceiver that's leading into the doorway.
Whoa, that feels fucking creepy.
I guess not. Strange.
Research Log 1-6. Returning subject is given the same sensor array, recording equipment, and chronometer, as well as an additional 50 signal repeaters. Subject is guided to place signal repeaters in the recursions of the mall branching from the entrance, and to continue to do so in a spiral pattern. All 50 signal repeaters are placed, and an additional 50 recursions of the anomaly are mapped. Loss and recursion perfection is confirmed to be based on distance from the entrance, as all new additions to the map are largely exact, with the exception of the mirroring effect. Subject is directed to leave the anomaly. Dr. and research member both report dreams taking place within the mall. As per the AC-13 protocols, dream memories are logged and analyzed for patterns. In addition, Dr. and research member are required to maintain dream journals in the local database until such a time as the analysis is deemed inconsequential. The only consistency is the appearance of the mall, and the mall being filled with people, so no extra precautions are deemed necessary at this time. Dream log of Dr. First occurrence. Had a dream that I was entering the anomaly, the mall was full of people, and everyone was looking at me funny for wearing a hazmat suit. Also, my boyfriend from high school was there, and he said I shouldn't have. That is not unique to this dream. It is a fairly common occurrence in my dreams. Nothing really unusual happened, but it was definitely the same mall. Dream log of research member first occurrence. Had a dream I went to the mall with my friend who passed away 5 years ago. I was confused as to how he was alive, but he said it was a long story and wouldn't explain. Then I saw my old supervisor. I was working in the counterterrorism division, but she was much nicer to me than she was in real life. I noticed the Build-A-Bear workshop and immediately woke up thinking I had wandered inside the anomaly and might be trapped there. Research Log 1-7. Returning subject
is given the same sensor array, recording equipment, and chronometer. Subject is stocked with an additional 100 signal repeaters and 5 stationary cameras. Subject enters the extra-spatial area and is guided to take the same path as in Test 1-5. Subject is then directed to continue forward in the same direction, hereby known as X North, placing a signal repeater in every iteration of the mall and a camera in every 20th iteration, with the intention being to see whether there is actually any hazard present in the anomaly and/or to find the edge. After 40 iterations, X North, the iterations are no longer separated by doors, and have taken on unusual architectural structures. Unlike iterations 10 through 20, the extra-spatial area doesn't appear to be slipping, but it is an entirely different layout altogether. All elements of the anomaly are still replication of the mall's structure, but they are no longer in the same order as the original. The extra-spatial area becomes labyrinthine, and the subject reports feeling uneasy. Subject is directed to continue in the same direction, with Dr. using the signal strength of the repeaters as a compass. Repeaters are now placed every meters, and cameras every kilometers. After placing another 40 repeaters, the architecture has become even more outlandish, and subject reports disturbances in gravity. Sensors confirm this observation and also suggest issues with activity and the weak force. Subject is directed to continue onwards. After an additional 100 meters, subject feels like he is being watched. Sensors do not confirm any noticeable presence observing the subject, but he is still instructed to use caution and to be ready to flee. After placing all 100 repeaters and 5 cameras, subject is recalled. No evidence of an edge is found, but if the extra-spatial area's pattern of increasing eccentricity continues, it is predicted that the anomaly will become impassable after kilometers. Dr. insists that there will be an edge, as no can because of the constant. At 400 hours, camera number 5 recorded the sound of wind blowing. Subjects submitted dream reports for that night included the anomaly. Dr. and research member did not report any dreams featuring the anomaly or set in a mall of a different structure.
Damn, this is a lot of shit.
Sure is. You got a big job today.
Great. Just keep papering them all with these things.
Nope. You're gonna go in one direction just like the first time.
Alright. You seeing this?
I am.
Looks like it's glitching out.
It's not glitching. That would imply that it isn't real. Its replication of the surrounding area is just slipping.
Whatever, it's creepy looking.
It is, and I'd very much like to see why it's doing that.
Whoa!
What the hell?
Well, that's fucking new. Should I keep going?
Yes, please.
Well, at least it's not glitching anymore. Doc?
Yeah, you're right. This should be a little easier to traverse. Stop for a second, though. I've got to start actually measuring the distance for the repeaters.
Oh, right. Yeah. This is... Which way do I go?
Check around the corner on the left. See if it bends back in the direction we're going.
I mean, a little bit. You gonna be able to get me back through this?
Of course, don't be stupid. You've been dropping breadcrumbs, remember?
How am I supposed to find them?
I can use them to tell how far away you are. We're gonna play hot and cold the whole way back.
This is getting really kooky now. It's like a fun house.
Yeah, fun.
Whoa.
What happened?
I thought I'd have to sidle along this slope, but it's like down changed.
That would be a gravity disturbance.
Is that bad?
It's weird. Didn't rip you apart though, so it's fine.
Awesome. Hey Doc, this place is starting to give me the creeps.
What do you mean? Are you getting anxious because it's empty and quiet?
No, I feel like I'm being watched. You know that...
Yeah, I know that feeling. I'm not reading anything on sensors. It ought to tell me if anything is looking at you.
The sensor? How does that work?
It's literally...
Seriously?
We get some pretty cool shit.
Alright then.
Oh, but it isn't perfect, so, still keep an eye out for anything.
I definitely will be. Anything in particular I should look for?
If you see anything that seems like it might be alive, or moving, drop a camera and start running.
Got it. Alright, that's the last one. Hey lady, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Something wrong?
No. This place is just a lot bigger than I thought it would be.
Oh yeah, it's huge. Should I start heading back?
Yeah, go ahead. There is definitely something wrong with this place. We should be able to see the edge by now. It's at least square fucking kilometers. That's too goddamn big. It can't keep going forever. Research subject dream report. First occurrence. Report prepared by research team member. Subject reports that he had a dream about the mall as it appears deep into the extra-spatial area. He only realized where he was after he saw the pretzel store, and at that point he became filled with fear. He reports that there was no one else in the mall, but he could tell there was some sort of presence. Then he heard a strange-sounding voice from beside him. Subject cannot report what the voice said. He remembers there was a voice, but he does not remember if the voice said anything he could understand. When he looked to see the source of the voice, he saw a door. He remembered thinking there weren't many doors, that he felt he could reasonably go through this far into the extra-spatial area. He reports feeling a strong sense of curiosity, akin to a need to see what was behind the door. When he opened the door, there was just more mall. However, the subject reports the feeling of curiosity did not go away until he woke up a short while later. Research log 1-8. Returning research subject is given a further 250 signal repeaters and 3 days' worth of rations. Subject is sent into the extra-spatial area and directed to continue X north and continue laying down signal repeaters. Subject travels kilometers to the last area previously explored. All topography, gravitational disturbances, and other aspects remain consistent with previous layout. Subject begins traveling into uncharted territory. Subject reports an intense feeling of being watched. The sensor does not confirm this report. Dr. asks if subject would like to turn back. Subject chooses to continue pioneering into the extra-spatial area. After an additional kilometers and placing half the signal repeaters, subject is made to rest. Subject is resistant and wants to continue. Dr. threatens calling off the expedition, and subject becomes compliant. Research team member expresses concern with letting the subject continue, considering the nature of his dream report. Descent is noted and the exploration continues. After 3 hours, subject continues traveling X north. After kilometers, the layout of the extra-spatial area becomes more open. However, the inconsistencies with the original mall and the pockets of altered gravity and magnetism do not appear to be trending towards resolution. Subject is recorded to be unusually taciturn. At hours into the test, subject sees what appears to be a black mass coalesced into the shape of a person with an unusually large head. Recording devices confirm this sighting, and sensor array records a large spike in field measurements, suggesting that the black mass is both primarily formed and only partially extant. Subject expresses extreme fear of the black mass. After less than 30 seconds, the black mass disappears, during a simultaneous glitch in all sensors and recording devices. Dr. orders subject to return. Subject is resistant, but is convinced to return after being promised the test will continue tomorrow. Subject is quarantined upon return and given a battery of tests to assess the field contamination and radiation exposure levels. Astonishingly, subject has no indications and is confirmed to have normal space, Earth-typical field readings. Subject is then given extensive mental health screenings and anomalous altered consciousness scans. AAC readings are normal, however mental health screenings highlights the subject's growing obsession with exploring the extra-spatial area. Dr. insists this must be treated as an effect of the anomaly, and demands it be listed as such in the official case documentation. Audio log 1-8. Heard you had an interesting dream last night. You gonna be good to go in?
Yeah, of course, it's just a dream.
Good, because we got a long one today. Might stretch into if this thing keeps going that long. Well, nothing's changed since last time. That's a good sign, at least. You there? You there?
Yeah, sorry.
Are you feeling alright?
Yeah. Just getting that feeling again, like I'm being watched.
Still nothing on the sensors. Might just be the EMF in this place. It's pretty much riddled with it. Alright, you can rest here for a bit.
Nah, fuck that. I can keep going.
You should probably give your legs a rest. You've been walking for like 12 hours.
I'm fine. I wanna see what's next.
No. Take a rest.
Oh, come on.
Take a rest or I'm calling it.
Alright, damn.
Doctor, I think we should pull him out. I think the dream he had is affecting his judgment. I think we should study it before we continue. Noted. Looks like it's starting to get a little less cramped in there, huh?
Yeah.
Not getting any less weird, though.
Yeah, still weird.
Gravitational anomaly readings are either consistent or trending worse. Be sure to graph the data later. Also, subject is still acting strange. Starting to think we'll need a new one soon. What is... Oh.
You see that?
Yeah, I see it. Jesus.
What is it?
I doubt it's anything good. See what it does, but be ready to run.
I think that's what's been watching me.
No, if that thing was around you, my sensors would have picked it up. Probably.
Jesus Christ. I can feel it looking at me. I'm scared, Doc.
You're okay. Just be ready to run.
I don't think I can move.
Fuck. The entire system went down. Shit. Okay. It's coming back up. Hey. You still there? Subject, do you copy?
Here.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. It was staticky for a bit.
What happened? The cameras went out.
That thing just disappeared. Just gone. Like it was never there.
Of course it did. Do you still feel like you're being watched?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm calling it. Come back to the base.
No, I can keep going.
Are you fucking serious? You want to keep going?
Yeah. Didn't do anything, I'm fine. I want to see what comes next.
No, you come back to base.
But I'm really not feeling that.
We'll keep going tomorrow. I need to make sure your equipment isn't fried. Subject, do you copy?
We'll keep going tomorrow, right?
Yeah. I promise. How's it looking? Is he sprouting tentacles yet?
No, he's fine.
Fine? Fine? What do you mean he's fine?
There's no damage to his body field and his radiation is the same as background. It's like nothing happened.
Doesn't make any fucking sense. He was standing next to the equivalent of a Category 3 failure and he's fucking fine? I swear to fucking God, this one doesn't follow the rules at all.
Doctor?
What?
Should we start the next subject?
No. Now we're gonna see how far this thing goes tomorrow. And it better goddamn have an end or I'm gonna...
Research subject, dream report, second occurrence. As reported by research team member. Subject reports having a dream set in the anomaly. The entity that appeared before was in front of him. Subject reports being unable to move or scream, but that he felt the entity had no intention of harming him. As the entity stared at him, the surrounding area shifted and reshaped into various parts of the mall and in different configurations. Only the subject and the entity remained static. After some time, the entity disappeared, and the subject began running forward into the anomaly. Subject says this was of his own volition, but he refuses to elaborate as to his reasoning. Dr. Dream report, second occurrence.
I was walking into the mall like I do every morning. They're saying hi to everyone. I began walking up the stairs to the main research station. When I got to the top, I realized the mall was full of people, walking around and shopping as if the mall was open. I started to panic, thinking we had somehow been compromised, and then I realized the signs were all backwards. I tried to find the exit to the anomaly, but it wasn't there. Then I turned around, and I saw the black mass with the giant head through the crowd. As soon as I looked at it, all the people in the mall stopped and turned to look at me. Then, all at once, they said something. I could tell it was a word, but it wasn't a word I've heard before, and it didn't seem like a human language. I woke up in a cold sweat, but I was very curious to see what the subject would see in the upcoming test. It's only mild at this point, but if it gets worse, I may need to be removed from the project. Research Log 1-9. Returning subject is given an additional 300 signal repeaters, days worth of rations, and the usual sensor arrays and recording equipment. Subject is told to continue on the path he had been going before. Subject remains largely silent unless addressed. Dr. asks the subject to explain what he's feeling as he travels into the anomaly. Dr. asks the subject to explain what he's feeling as he travels toward the area the entity appeared. Subject expresses a belief that there is something very important further into the anomaly. He cannot explain why it's important, what it could be, or how he knows, but he claims that his belief is nearly absolute. On reaching the area where he had turned back before, Dr. asks the subject if he feels the same sensation of being watched. Subject says that that feeling has been there since the moment he entered the extra-spatial area. Subject does not notice the black mass anywhere in his surroundings, even after days. However, he claims that it is still there watching. After traveling kilometers, the structure of the mall has begun to spread out to the point that cracks are beginning to form between the individual components. After an additional kilometers, the cracks become spaces. IH-8 Protectorate kicks in and censors the image of the spaces. Before Dr. can tell the subject not to describe it, the subject identifies the space as nothing. Furthermore, subject vitals and vocal timbre suggest he is in awe or reverence of the spaces. Subject says he is getting close and begins running further into the anomaly. After kilometers, the spaces between the parts of the mall have become the majority of the area inside the anomaly. Subject must carefully jump between pieces of traversable land. Remaining elements of the mall appear to be fractalized, with their shapes spiraling and shrinking as they reiterate. Some pieces of the landscape are actively moving and presumably untraversable. After kilometers, IH-8 Protectorate begins censoring large portions of the audio transmission as well, and communication between the subject and research team becomes very difficult. After a total of kilometers from the entrance, the subject falls into the space between traversable areas, and IH-8 Protectorate cuts off all transmissions. Dr. says the anomaly must not have an edge, despite a feeling that she has that the subject had come very close to it. Dr. removes herself from observation duty for upcoming tests. Audio log 1-9. Alright, we're going to the very end today.
Good.
I assume that means you're ready. You still there?
Yep.
You're getting close to where you saw that thing. Can you tell me how you're feeling right now?
I feel like I know there's something important. I'm getting close.
You know that.
Yeah,
Can you explain that?
not really.
What do you think the important thing is?
I don't know. Just have this feeling that if I find it, everything will make sense. And if I don't find it, nothing will.
I see. Do you think that maybe the shadow thing is making you feel that?
Probably.
Doesn't that
It
mean...
doesn't matter though, because I know it's true. There's something in this place. It's all the way in.
This is where it was. Do you feel like you're being watched?
It's been watching me this whole time.
Since when?
Since I came in through the wall.
But you haven't seen it anywhere, have you?
No. But I know it's there.
It's starting to spread out. You copy?
I'm starting to get close. Getting real close. I can feel it.
Be careful, those cracks are getting bigger and bigger.
I know.
Oh shit. Listen closely, don't describe what you're seeing.
It's nothing.
That's... Okay, don't describe it any more than that, please, I'm begging you.
I don't think I could if I tried.
I see. Are you feeling any different after seeing that? That what's in the cracks?
No. Not really. I feel like I'm getting really close now, though. These cracks mean I'm getting closer.
Okay, good. Just be careful.
Can you? So close, I can almost...
I'm having a hard time understanding you, but please, if you can hear this, do not describe the sounds you're hearing.
It's not quiet. It just doesn't sound like...
God damn it. Jesus Christ, it's like the mall got put in a kaleidoscope. How are you feeling?
I'm almost... so close.
Subject is becoming more manic the further in he goes. Wish I could see what he's seeing, but obviously I can't.
So close. It's almost there. A little bit further.
Can you hear me? That's a big jump, be careful.
I have to make it. I can almost see the end.
Maybe throw your pack across first. Okay, good. You can hear me. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck, no. He was so close. Fuck.
Dr. Are you feeling okay?
There isn't an end. There just isn't. It just fades away into whatever's in the cracks.
Doctor?
I feel like there is an end, and that the subject almost made it. And I also feel that I really want to see what it is. I'm removing myself from observation duty. Make sure no one else gets this much exposure to the deeper parts of the anomaly.
Research log 1-10. Subjects and are made to enter the anomaly and stay for varying periods of time in the space near the exit. After 6 weeks, all subjects have had at least one dream featuring the mall, but no further symptoms of exposure. Research log 1-15. Subjects and are made to enter the anomaly and stay for 3 days at varying distances from the exit. Subjects and only have dreams of the mall once every 3 weeks and no other symptoms. Subject has dreams featuring an empty mall and the black mass at least once a week and exhibits a great urge to proceed further into the anomaly. Subject refused to return and instead went on his own to find the end of the extra-spatial area. Transmissions are logged and watched in shifts of no more than 1/2 hour. After traveling 100 meters farther than was previously explored, subject encounters the black mass entity. The entity is briefly seen to have much more detail in its body and face before IH Protectorate kicks in and automatically breaks off the transmission. Research team member was on shift when the entity could be seen and had to be physically restrained from entering the anomaly. Symptoms are severe and ongoing treatment has so far been unsuccessful. Research log 1-23. Subjects, in order to test the hazard level, saw the entity proving that any contact either in person or remote will, unless something changes, and no more than kilometers from the exit will be. However, does not seem to be detrimental at the least in the short term. Will be considered hazard level 2, though Dr. disputes this designation. She is no longer the lead researcher of the project. AORD Administrative Letter Case. Thanks to your diligent research, we have secured yet another anomaly without alarming the public or America's enemies. This one in particular will be a welcome asset to our interests.
So far in our studies, all other pocket dimensions or extra-dimensional spaces have proven too dangerous for use. They have limited access, limited space, and limited lifespan, as well as limited stability. This one, however, does not follow those rules. For this reason, we are beginning construction of a remote base within the mall's pocket dimension. This extended branch will serve as an untouchably private area, within which we can work with absolute certainty that none of our opponents will learn of what we do. We of the Directorate once again thank you for your hard work on this project, and your patriotic service on behalf of the AORD, CIA, and these great United States of America. Interview log, Dr. 1-5. You're welcome. Not that I had any choice in the matter. Yes, I understand. I promise you, though, I have no ill will towards the division. In fact, it's because of my loyalty that I've made such a ruckus about this. Because it's not safe. I know it's not safe. It'll never be safe. Even if it's copacetic right now, which, by the way, we can't actually be sure of, but even if it's calm. Look, we don't know how it works. It doesn't fit any paradigm we've seen. We don't know if the safe area will shrink. We don't know if the entity will start coming closer to the exit. We don't know if its rules will change, or if it actually has any rules in the first place. We don't know enough about this thing to put our people inside of it for long periods of time. Yes, but... Yes, I know it is. If you're willing to go that far, I'll step down. But I'd like to put a few things on record first. This thing doesn't remain stable like we've seen it do so far, like you expect it to. Russia and China will be the least of our worries. It's not something I can articulate. I just know it's not safe because I saw where it leads. Yes, it's true. If you don't see that far into it, it'll just affect your dreams on occasion. That's the point, though. This place can connect to your mind from within its spatial fold. It doesn't have an edge, which means it leads somewhere, or to something. We don't know what it leads to, but we do know that, going the other way, it leads to us. Yes, it still appears in my dreams. It doesn't seem to matter how far away I get. At least 3 times a week, sometimes every night. I don't have any more idea of what it is than when we first made contact, but I know it comes from the end of that place. Its origin must be further down the rabbit hole than we were able to reach. I actively have to stop myself from getting in my car and drive. Every day I have the urge to go back into that hole in the wall and run as far in as I can go. It's an urge, not a command. But I'll tell you this, I know whatever sits at the edge of that place is important. I used to feel that it was important, like meaningful, or I don't know, but I've rationalized that feeling is put there by the anomaly, which means it must not be positive. I still believe whatever's in there is important, but I don't think it's meaningful. I think it's critical. I think it's dire. And if we aren't going to find out what it is, then it would be better to close it down as soon as possible. Putting our resources in there, our people, we're staring into the abyss, and we already know it's staring back. Thank you. FOI is written, produced, and edited by Kit Curtis. The intro song, Illuminati Swagger, was produced by Albert Behar and made available on upbeat.io. License information and attributions are available in the description. This episode was titled The Mall, and it's based on the mall that we all see in our dreams. Believe it or not, I did all the voices. Can you believe it? If you like this show and want to see more of it, consider hunting me down in person and forcing me to make more at gunpoint. And as always, thank you for listening.